Hello there, I'm Steve Arcade, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of How It Started, How Gamers Became Gamers. This podcast is all about taking a trip down memory lane with everyday gamers, learning the who, what, when, where, and how behind their love for gaming. Along the way, we'll discuss different gaming-related topics and thoughts on all things gaming. Today, we're happy to welcome Bob, also known as Ivakiir. We'll talk about how he got started playing Friday the 13th on NES, his love for the Street Fighter series, his thoughts and experience with the latest World of Warcraft expansion, why Metal Gear Solid is his all-time favorite game, Steve's recent contribution to great plays in Warzone History, and what is Valheim, why is it different from Rust, and more. We hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for joining us for another episode of How It Started, How Gamers Became Gamers. I'm with my co-host, as always, Ben. And today we're here with a good friend of mine, Bob. I know him as Ivakiir and about a bunch of other names from World of Warcraft, which is where we met back in 2004 when dinosaurs were still walking the earth. Bob, thanks so much for joining us today. Glad to have you, buddy.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I'd like to start off with they say that gamers don't get older, they level up. So I'd like to ask you, what level are you?
I would be 35, gonna be on 36 if that's what you're asking. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Birthday soon. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Bob, as you know, we're all about learning your origin story as a gamer, and the I think the easiest way to segue into that is, who is the person who first introduced you to video games?
It would be my cousin, who now that I've been playing with for the past 6 years now. But yeah, he introduced me. He had a Nintendo original NES, and first game, I was thinking back when you asked me to do this, I was thinking
I was
back
going to
to
ask, what was the first game?
Yeah, the first game that I do remember playing was Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
So on the NES.
Sure. I don't think I ever played that one.
It's I just remember walking on the streets and whatnot, and then of course you
Was it like
remember your first.
What was it? Tell me about it. Like, was it a side scroller? Did you play as Jason or as like a survivor?
I believe you were playing as Jason, just walking the streets, and you had to basically stalk teenagers or something like that. It's been so long, and I don't remember, and I've never gone back to it. But I pulled up pictures of it, and I'm like, yeah, that's the game I remember. But yeah, after that, obviously Super Mario,
Sure.
Duck Hunt. I would remember my cousin, because you could plug in the second controller and you can use the second controller to guide where the ducks go.
Oh yeah,
And
okay, sure.
I remember my cousin just sitting there giggling because he was always pointing the ducks to go somewhere, because there's always like a predetermined direction that they go, and I would kind of start guiding the gun there, and he's sitting there giggling. He's like, nope, it's not going there. Yeah, yeah. That was the early days of trolls, and so, but yeah, it would be my cousin that got me into it, and yeah, Friday the 13th was the first game that I remember actually playing.
I'm just imagining like a side scroller beat 'em up, Double Dragon style, except you're Jason and you're just fighting hordes of teenagers and just stabbing them.
That would be an interesting concept for today. That would be awesome, actually.
Go, Jason, kill the evil teenagers. Kill them all. So NES, Super Mario Brothers. What would you say was like the first of those games that really like made you fall in love? Like, what was your first love in gaming? I mean, I'm sure you liked a lot of those games, but what game were you like, oh yeah, this is the one? What was the first one? You remember?
It wasn't in the NES, it was the Super Nintendo, and it's still one of my favorite games, and one of the games that I love going back to. And there's a lot of iterations of it now, but Street Fighter 2. That's one of the games where I just picked it up and just started playing it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at fighting games, period. But it was one of those games where I was just intrigued that Ryu would have his uppercut, and Ken would have his hurricane kick, and then my favorite character was Guile. But I can't use it. The new iterations of it, I can't use them because I'm like, I can't do the button combinations and whatnot, so it sucks.
Button mashing for the win.
Yeah, and that's one of the games that me and my sister would play, and she would pick Chun-Li and button mash the kick button and would beat me sometimes, and I would actually be trying to get around her, and she's just sitting there doing the kicks, and I'm like, come on. But that's the one game, and then going to the arcade. Basically, what would drive me would be getting my initials up there instead of somebody else's, because it's like, all right, somebody beat me, I gotta beat them now.
Yeah, see, that was our in the arcades. Our version of skill-based matchmaking was, if you were the guy that was up there beating everybody, sending them home, then eventually everybody would get pissed off and just be like, dude, you got to go.
Yep. Yep. What was it?
You gotta
I
go.
can't remember what fighting game, but there was a couple kids that went in and played, and then we had just were taking turns fighting each other, and one kid got pissed off, stormed off, so it was fun.
And the age-old tradition of putting your quarter up on the screen.
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
That
reminds me every time, because I watch like Silicon Valley, there's a scene in there where they're trying to get to know their employees, and they have an arcade, and she goes and puts the coin up on the thing. I'm like, oh, that's aging you. And she's like, back in my day, this is what we did to call next. And they just say, it's already on free to play, so you don't have to pay to play it. So yeah.
Quarterback in your pocket.
Yep.
Well,
let me just put my free on top of this arcade machine then.
Yep, exactly.
Small note that says, I want to play next.
Yep.
It's not as effective.
Small note.
Yeah, it's just not as if you slap a little sticky note. Hey, you're gonna get adhesive on the screen. What's your problem? So Street Fighter then would be your mistress, then, the one you always go back to, right? Your gaming mistress.
I at least touch a Street Fighter game probably every other month just to play it. I start the tournament thing, and then go as far as I can. Then it's like, all right, I've had my fill.
Got it out of my system.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
I have a very serious love for fighting games that's pretty similar. Like, I will play them enough to unlock the stuff that I want to unlock, and then I'll put them away, and I'll break them out every once in a while, play for an hour or two, and then I'm like, all right, that was fun.
Yep.
Move back on to. All right, back to Warzone.
Back to the same thing I've been playing all day, every day.
Back to Call of Duty. Here we go. That was fun.
Yep,
Cyberpunk.
Exactly.
So, what would you say is a game that you've played today that if you told your younger self about it, you would never believe yourself?
Trying to think.
That tough one.
I would I haven't played it yet, but no, I'm not going to use Cyberpunk, because I was going to say, if you play or if he's saying that playing a game that's realistic, but I would say if you're I would say it would probably be Call of Duty. You'd be playing, you're going to be playing the umpteenth iteration of Call of Duty,
right?
But
Call of Duty 47.
Yeah, but this time, like, because started in where Call of Duty was just World War II, and it was very pixelated, and basically the guys' faces just were like dark dots and whatnot.
Yeah.
But now it's like, they have faces.
You're gonna be able to see the pimples on their face.
Yeah, you see everything. You see them sweating. You see everything. So, basically, even like in James Bond, where you just had Oddjob running around and just his hand was like a triangle, basically, and just hacking at people. Nowadays it's like, you're gonna be playing stuff to where
how realistic the violence would get.
Yeah, if you were playing this 20 years from now and it was updated, Yeah, that would be a fist, and he'd probably be throwing your head at you. So,
Right.
but yeah, the way it's come along has been really, really impressive and really awesome. Enjoy it because it's what we want as gamers. So,
Right.
Do you think that gaming has had like a positive influence on your life overall?
yes, yep. Be
What
perfectly honest,
ways?
well, one, I wouldn't be doing this with you right now.
Sure.
So meeting more friends, friends that I've had as long as I've known you, I've known or like people from all over the country. So yeah, I would say it's basically there's no that people say that you need to get out and go meet new people and everything like that. It's like, no, I'm just gonna sit at home and shoot people and we're gonna have a good time and drink in the house and
I'm gonna sit at home
You're
and
gonna
shoot
do
people.
what now?
Wait, what?
yeah, I'm gonna sit at home, sit on my Xbox and shoot people on the console and then shoot the shit with friends from New York, and I had some in Seattle. There we go. I had to think about that for a second, but
Sure.
yeah. So just meeting new people and common interests. It's been very positive. So that's I think has been awesome about it.
So I'm going to ask a totally gaming related question related to your past, but also related to your present. Are you playing the new World of Warcraft expansion?
I played it for about a month and a half.
What did you think?
Uh, I like where they're going, but us to be able to get there it's not for casuals. It's for the hardcore people now. Because the stuff that you need to accomplish to get better, get the better gear, get the better whatever, you have to spend hours not being able to get on your mount and run to places, or flying for that matter.
So they turned it
But
into another time sink?
yeah, it's a virtual time sink basically is the way that I view it because you're accomplishing everything, but they're making it to where you spend more time getting to point B or C or D or whatever. You're spending more time getting to those points instead of actually doing something. So if that makes sense, because
It does.
you're just riding around, flying, or in the new expansion. Have you guys played it at all or no?
No, I did play the last expansion for a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
And I played
tried
WoW
to
Classic, but
Yeah, I tried to get into WoW and I got up to I was on the free trial for a while. I got put in a whole week's worth of stuff and I was only like level 18. So I was like, it's okay, I'll play something else.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But now like the central city, quote unquote, is you can't fly. There's 5 or 6 zones, and the central city basically, if you want to go from zone 1 to zone 4, you got to fly through the central city, and then fly to the zone that you want to go to. It's you can basically get up and go make a sandwich and come back. That's how long.
oh
it goes.
god, it's like that again, huh?
Yeah, so that I lost interest in doing that after a while. I started playing my shaman, and playing the shaman, actually just running around is enhancement, and running around and bashing things in the face was relieving because it wasn't like that for a while, and it's not gonna be like how it is in classic, because classic you dual wield, or not dual wield, but have a 2-hander and you just go pummel people in the face with one fury. But yeah, I played it for a month and a half. I'll just watch the videos for the story because the story is kind of interesting. I like to see where they're going with it, but
Yeah.
That's about it. So
Yeah, that's my pedestrian interest. I'll wait until the cinematics come out and watch them and go, all right.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
cool.
their cinematics are always good. So
Yeah.
And the stories are all right. So see what they do with Sylvanas and whatnot.
Yeah, Blizzard just seems so geared toward choking as much blood out of every stone that is a person's wallet that they can. Like they're that seems to be their business model with everything they've been doing lately. Overwatch and fucking and everything else. It's all, well, you know, sure, they're only selling you cosmetics, but boy, are they selling you some cosmetics. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah,
Just left and right. And it just, yeah.
I had to reel that in because I bought a couple of sets in a couple months. I was like, but this was 4 years ago. I was like, okay, I gotta stop doing that because they do nothing to the game. So that's
right.
I already have the mounts that I wanted to get. So
yeah. And at some point it gets kind of boring riding around on a horse.
Yep.
So with that said, let me ask you this. What is your all-time favorite game? And if you can't name your all-time favorite, then maybe top 3.
All-time favorite?
All-time favorite.
Metal Gear Solid for the PS1.
Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. Tell us why.
That was the first game that I played outside of because at that time I was playing Madden, or not Madden, 2K. I was playing a lot of sports games and a lot of fighting games, and that was the first game that was outside of that genre, and it was just you're being a stealth and you're the box, and then hiding in the box. Yep, exactly.
The fucking box, man.
You can hide in a box, and then you can pop up and just snipe someone or shoot someone with the silencer and pop back in the box like nothing happened.
I've
never
played that game before, but I've seen enough videos that it's, hey, there's a box over there that wasn't there before. Well,
exactly. And then I think the fight with Psychomantis was because it was one of the first games that it was like, okay, I can't beat this boss, and I had a second controller in, and I was getting frustrated, plugged into the PlayStation, and actually it might have been the PS2 that the Metal Gear Solid was on. I can't remember, but it was Metal Gear Solid. So, basically, I got frustrated, and the controller got unplugged. The first player controller got unplugged, and I scared the dog, and the dog hit the second controller, and it moved Snake still, because in that fight you use the second player controller to actually defeat Psychomantis. And so it was one of those little things that you didn't know about, and then I found it on accident. And there's a couple guys that were playing it at school, and they would come in and like, I can't beat this guy. I was like, did you know that if you use the second controller, you can actually beat him? It's like, no, you're shitting me. I'm like, try it out. So I felt all high and mighty because my dog accidentally hit a controller.
Did you ever tell them the real story, or did you just act like you were a badass?
After they beat it and after we talked about it, it was like, yeah, you know how I found out about that? He's like, wow. He's like, my dog.
My dog. My dog is the
my
genius.
dog picked up the controller and he beat Psychomantis, and I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Why did that take? Why did you wait so long to show me you could do that?
Right? You've been
best dog ever
at school.
Jeez. They don't work. They just lay in bed all day, and then they come along and beat your video game bosses for you like it's no big deal. Fucking dogs, man.
That's what you don't know what they're doing when you're out. They're at home. That's what they're doing. They're playing your video games.
Yep. Now they're really bored because we're always home. So
oh yeah, they're like, come on, just go away so I can play your game.
Ruining their party schedule.
Exactly. Yes.
God damn
it. So, what would you say would be the inverse for you? What would be the worst game that you ever played?
Probably won't be able to answer that because I kind of block out the bad game.
I can't talk about it. It was too bad.
There's what's been nice about it is I don't the games that I want to play I'll get, but if they look bad, That's because all the reviews and whatnot for Cyberpunk and all the because I got it for console. I don't have it for PC.
Right.
But
PS4?
I haven't. No, Xbox.
Okay.
But I haven't picked it up or played it yet. Well, I picked it up. I downloaded it. It's downloaded and installed, ready to go. But out of seeing all the bugs and everything else and the issues for all console or for the whole game period,
Right.
like I don't want to tarnish it because it looks great and
You don't
the
want to
people
ruin
that
it.
yeah, the people that said that it was good except for the bugs, I just want to get the whole thing. So I'll wait till it's fixed fully and then we'll see what happens there. So
Watch
yeah,
me
I don't really,
unprofessionally put on a headphone cable to charge my headphones because I forgot to before the podcast. Yay!
don't you? Yeah, I've been there. That's why I've gone back to wired headphones because it's I don't care anymore.
Oh, I love
The
these
wireless,
headphones. I love these
yeah.
headphones. They're
What do you
nice.
got?
These are the Corsair HS70s.
Okay,
I think. Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I think
they
that's what
don't
you
have
told me
any of
last
the
time.
lights, but they sound phenomenal. I had another pair of Corsair wireless ones, and they sound good, but these sound much nicer, nice
That's
wide range of sound dynamic, much better bass and low end on these than in fact sometimes too much. I'm playing Cold War and I'm like, God.
Yeah.
The directional
Especially
sound
like the
is so
napalm.
good that last night when we were playing, this is on stream and there will be a clip of this. We're playing Warzone and I had taken off my headphones and put them back on, and without realizing that I had flipped the cans, so left on right, right on left.
Yeah.
So I hear Ben go crashing through a window in front of me, but it sounds like it's fucking behind me. I snapped around, like, Ben, somebody's behind us. We spent a good 3 minutes looking for somebody that wasn't there before I realized that my headphones were on backwards.
That's awesome.
There's somebody else with us. They're behind me in this direction.
Move in position.
Yup. Unless I'm hearing you.
I don't think
swear
so.
I
I'm in
heard
the
glass
opposite
behind
direction.
me. Did you break any glass?
Yes.
Okay, maybe it was you and it's just... Hold on. You know what it is? I have my
What?
headphones on backwards. So what was forward was backward and what's backward is forward. That's why I thought somebody was behind me.
Oh my gosh. Oops.
Great plays in Warzone history.
That's awesome.
Hey, you've known me long enough to know that that is not abnormal.
No, it's not, but that's
Not
awesome.
abnormal.
That's awesome to hear.
It's terrific. So what games are you currently playing?
Right now, I'm still on the MMO track. I've fallen back into Final Fantasy 11.
Okay.
So playing that. And then when I want to lull in games, I'll play what is it called? It's Dyson Sphere program. It's like Factorio. It's just building up and automating everything to get off the planet to go to other planets to basically the solar system to check out the solar system. But it's in, what is it, alpha? No, beta right now, I believe.
What's it called?
It's early access. Dyson Sphere program.
Dyson Sphere program. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
It's like
have to
something
look
from
at
Star
that.
Trek.
Yeah, yeah. It's on Steam. But other than that, I just pick random games at times. I'll jump back into Hades and play that for a bit. Or League of Legends. Just do the AI or all middle, whatever they call it there, and just play that for a match or two and then call it a day. So yeah, spend most of my time in 11 right now.
Nice. Okay, cool. So MMOs. Are you planning on playing anything new in the future? I know you said Cyberpunk and you're waiting for the improvements to be made. What else you got? What's
I don't
coming
even
out
know.
this year that you're interested in?
I don't even know it at the moment.
That's the way that's where I'm at with 2021 is like, what games are coming this year that
I don't think there's anything that's because like the new, not the new Skyrim, the new Elder Scrolls game. I don't think that's going to be released for another 2 years at least.
right?
But yeah, I don't know what's coming out this year that would get me excited to play. I don't know.
I mean, only thing I'm waiting for is a remaster. So of
7
of
or
Mass Effect. So
oh yeah,
the
that's right.
Legendary Edition.
Yeah,
coming
that's
out
right.
in
I
May.
forgot about that. Yep. I read an article on that where what was it, 3, where the character is Yvonne Strahovski from Chuck, Sarah from Chuck, and they redid her butt basically in the Legendary Edition. So I'm like, I read an article on
Well,
that.
that's
I'm
great news.
I've
been waiting for a remastered ass for a while, and
no, they're
finally
they're toning it down. They're toning it down.
BioWare delivers.
What does that mean? I'm like, I wasn't really care. I didn't care about it.
Really a conversational topic.
Yeah, it's like, come on. But no, I saw that. I did see that Epic is gonna have all the Kingdom Hearts games on Epic Store. So I mean, I don't know if I want to jump down that rabbit hole, but
I never played those. I never really had any interest in those.
Yeah,
Just not my thing.
I liked it because it was a mash of Disney,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think I'll jump down that rabbit hole. So
I've watched a lot of gameplay from it, but it's just not something I would play.
Yeah. I just recently, because I've been watching some videos on the game Valheim, where you
I
basically
just saw last night. I saw Andrew playing that game. I saw somebody else playing that game. What is that game?
Yeah.
Tell me about what is Valheim?
It's kind of it's like Rust, if you will.
Okay. All right. You're losing my interest. Try again.
Essentially, yeah. I know. When I said that, I was like, yeah, but Rust is, yeah.
Yeah.
But with this game, it's you build up, create everything that you want to get, and then you go basically fight these mythical creatures or mythical.
Can other people come along and fuck your shit up and ruin your experience by being dickheads?
I haven't seen
that's
that
Rust.
yet.
I mean, I'm just saying that's Rust.
That is yeah. When I said Rust, that's the first thing I thought of. But with Rust or with Valheim, I haven't seen that in any videos.
Is there PvP?
That I don't know.
I
believe
I'm curious. Now I'm going to bring up the Googles. Tell me, Google, what is Valheim?
If it's still, this is still in early access too, I believe.
Oh,
so yeah.
Wait, there was a really cool explanation. Why is it that you get an explanation for something on Google that's like a summary, and then you click on the link to go read the rest of the explanation, and that explanation is not there,
nowhere to exist in the page.
What the fuck? Okay, there it is. I found it. It's like way down the page. Battle slain warrior, the Valkyries have ferried your soul to Valheim, the 10th Norse world. Besieged by creatures of chaos and ancient enemies of the gods, you are the newest custodian. I don't want to be a custodian. They have to clean up puke. Custodian primordial purgatory. Whoa, we like our alliteration. Tasked with slaying Odin's ancient rivals and bringing order to Valheim. Co-op PvE, 2 to 10 players.
So no, there is no PvP then. That's interesting because
like
Rust
top down.
No, it's third person.
First person.
Third
person over the shoulder.
Yeah. I know I'm looking at pictures that almost make it feel like it's first person, but maybe
I wonder if you
switch.
I wonder if you can make it first person.
Toggle first and third.
Yeah.
Brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players set in procedurally generated purgatory inspired by the Viking culture. Hey, Ben, you know what I like to do on a Friday night? What's that, Steve? I like to go to purgatory.
Purgatory. Is that a bar?
I need a purgatory.
Pub?
All right.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Bob, before we go, I know you don't like stream or anything, but if anyone would like to follow you on Instagram or other social media, do you have social media that you would like to share?
No. No, I don't. I'm trying to
That's
get away
fine.
from that. So
No, that's totally fine. Not everybody does. I pretty much just use it for advertising purposes. And now no one's going to follow me anymore because they're going to be like, he's not giving genuine content. All right,
there's one.
Well, thanks again for joining us. I'm Steve with
No problem.
always Ben, and this has been another episode of How It Started. Thank you for joining us on this episode of How It Started. If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us. You can find links to our podcast episodes, social media, and more by going to howitstartedpod.com or by searching for How It Started, How Gamers Became Gamers on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. We release new episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can find Ben on Twitch at twitch.tv/ZivionV3 and on Instagram at Zivion. You can find Steve on Twitch at twitch.tv/SecretLayerArcade, on Instagram at SecretLayerArcade, and on Twitter at LayerArcade. Until next time, I'm Steve Arcade. From myself and my co-host Ben, thanks for joining us, and be sure to live your best one up.